What is going on? Welcome back to the channel. So today I want to talk about ProText Mobility, ticker is TXTM. I'm going to give you a good summary, everything you need to know, go over updated data points, technical analysis, and give you my prediction where things might be going in the short term. Before I get into any of that though, making sure you guys hit that thumbs up, subscribe, do all that fun stuff, greatly appreciate that. If you do like my channel and support the growth, take a look at my memberships, link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom of the screen. So with that, let's get right to it. So looking at ProText is a little bit more of an interesting scenario. So they went through that reverse merger that we all know, but when it comes down to over-the-counter stocks, typically don't get good back-to-back news, such as this. They had that reverse merger, and then technically they had their emerging growth conference on June the 22nd. That's when RSA had their opportunity to explain what the operational side was, and in the end, though, it wasn't necessarily as good as what a lot of shareholders were expecting. They were obviously expecting a little bit more operational talking and discussions, and unfortunately, they didn't really necessarily even answer any questions. So those are some negatives that caused it to go down a little bit. You can tell though that they are very excited about this and that they were mostly talking about the medical components of that. That's what they're really focusing on. And I think as well, when it comes down to RSA, they were really focusing on the magic mushrooms or psilocybin. At the end of the day, that is a very good component. It's still very legal throughout the whole North America for the most part. So the fact is that they're really trying to kind of mix things up in that regard. That is a positive. Negative, again, that's one of those disruptive companies or sectors, I should say, that has really yet to really benefit so much. But you can tell right now, based on the market cap, it's only 73.62 million, so has gone down quite a lot. But in reality, I'm going to do a little bit more technical analysis, and some additional things though that they have mentioned from that emerging growth conference is that technically they are going to be doing a token, so they're not going to directly need any dilution or anything like that. Plus they have no debt. Those are some positive takeaways. Again, I know they haven't really talked on as much as they should have for operation, but they did really want to get the point across that they have no debt. And even in the future, they are not going to be diluting. They're going to be using their cryptocurrency, that token, to kind of get additional cash needed. So that's one positive sign. Again, let me know your thoughts on that in the description below. But overall though, what caused it to go up as much as it did? It looks like there was a short squeeze. So on the 22nd, it went up substantially, and that was largely because shorts. So they went from basically 65% down to 20% for the short volume. So take that how you see that, but it does look like they are re-entering in. So that's something as well for us as investors and just need to keep in mind. But one thing as well, based on the volume, I always use this screener to kind of look at a lot of OTC stocks, and they were always up here. Especially it was so hyped recently, but unfortunately it does look like they kind of fell off the radar a little bit. So a lot less volume, a lot less buyers getting into ProText. So let me know your thoughts if maybe that conference just kind of deterred you or just turned you off for some reason. But one thing as well I found very interesting, you could tell RSA is very focused on having a nice community, because they've even saying hashtag TXTM tribe, said that numerous times. And even technically looking on Twitter, so ProText, I did cover this in a previous video, they don't really have that many followers, and they do seem very dormant on here, but looking here, it does recently show that ProText was really retweeting a lot of RSA stuff, even from 2020. So it goes to show clearly RSA took over this and really is trying to focus a little bit more on social media. So that might be a very positive sign. Hopefully we'll get a little bit more PR. So that is one positive thing. So at the end of the day, we are just dormant, waiting for additional news, because they did say in that conference that they are going to be answering all of the questions. And I did do a live stream during this. I asked a lot of questions that a lot of individuals and subscribers wanted to know. So hopefully they do get around to actually answering that, because that would give us a good kind of picture into their operation. So looking at more so the technicals, things are looking fairly good. Again, we've gone down quite a lot. We're far from out at all. And right now, as of yesterday, there is a nice little deviation starting to occur on the stochastic. So black line above the red showing a nice bullish trend starting to form. RSI is currently at 58, fairly neutral, and momentum number of buyers is still getting in. So that's again a very positive sign. Definitely by no means what we are used to for the volume, but still very positive for OTC. It was above all the moving averages as well, and higher percentile of the Bollinger Band. So again, we have gone down quite a lot, but in reality, it's still far from out. Just want to quickly show you some resistance and support points. First, second, and third resistance points, so basically at 1 cent, give or take. That is going to be a very strong point that we do need to get over. That does have a lot of strong resistance. On the contrary, though, as far as support points, you can see first, second, and third, roughly at 0.008, 0.007, and 0.006, or obviously 7 as well. So in that regard, it does look like most likely we'll just be trading between here. Possibly it could break past the first support point since it's a little bit more of a gap here. On the contrary, though, these are very tight knit. So again, if we do have a good piece of catalyst, or if they do come out and answer the actual questions, then we could easily get well over this and hopefully hit new highs. So that's my own 2 cents. Let me know your thoughts on ProText in the comments below. If you haven't already, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. I greatly appreciate that. If you do like my channel and support the growth, take a look at my memberships, link in the description below, or just hit the join button at the bottom of the screen. With that though, I appreciate you guys watching, and let's all make a lot of money on ProText.